Hi everybody, John here. It's going to be my response to a contest put up by Paul Divito. It's quite a new channel. I only heard of him and his channel and his contest because another fairly new channel called Music Sucker made an entry to his contest, so that's how I found it. Paul Divito's celebrating 50 subs, that's how new he is. And I quite like the idea of his contest. It's sort of a nice little neat little thing. He asked to show a green record cover and give 5 call outs to VC channels, or 5 other VC channels. Now the people that I've seen do entries to this contest have shown more than one green record cover. I guess it's more fun to show 5 rather than just one, so I picked out 5 I thought I'd show. And while I'm doing that, I'm listening to, I hope it's not too loud in the background, I'm listening to Blue Murder. So Music Sucker, I think, recently showed this record in one of his finds videos, and I said to him that I've actually got that. I bought it because I really like John Sykes' guitar, both on the last Thin Lizzy album, Thunder and Lightning, and also the Whitesnake album, 1987. And I bought that really purely to see, you know, if his guitar sort of sound, his broad guitar sound is present in this. I've probably spun it once since I've had it. Just don't listen to metal anymore. I stopped listening to metal when my first son was born, really. It just seemed, I don't know, not quite, I didn't feel it felt quite appropriate to be playing loud rock music with a baby in the house, so I kind of put it to bed for a while and I haven't really taken it out again. Now and again I delve, but not very much. Anyway, I'm going to show 5 green album covers. I hope they're ones that nobody else has shown yet. Makes it a bit more fun, doesn't it? So here we go. So this is an album by Demon. I believe they're a new wave of British heavy metal band. It's an interesting cover, this. I really like it. The way that the name is written, Demon, it looks almost like Venom, doesn't it? And because of the nature of, you know, the sort of graphic nature of this cover, you'd think, well, this is going to be something really sort of hard and you know, really like primitive thrash metal or something like that. But it's really not. It's actually quite a commercial sounding hard rock band, really. I often think that the cover sort of misleads that a little bit. Still, it's a green record cover by Demon. Next one I'm going to show is a band which I struggle to say. It's the guy's surname. I'll give it a go. Impellitory. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Impellitory. So that's green. I had this one a while. Again, haven't really spent much time listening to it because I don't listen to much rock music anymore. No, not much sort of metal, hard rock music anymore. But since I've had this, I've always felt that it would do really well as sort of a sister record, or a matching record to Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force album, if you're familiar with that. I'll see if I put a copy of that here somewhere. Purely because this guy here, Chris Impellitory, in the middle there, is sort of one of these guitar whiz people, and he does lots of shredding, perhaps a little bit too much lead guitar, perhaps, just like Yngwie Malmsteen himself. And what matches it really as well is that, well, so here we've got Graham Bonnet, who, as we know, used to be the vocalist on one of the Rainbow albums. Very good vocalist, he was a really good singer. So he used to be on in Rainbow, and Yngwie Malmsteen, I always say, you know, you can tell he wants to be Ritchie Blackmore, basically. That's what his whole career is based on. And so he's had Graham Bonnet sing in with him in Alcatraz, and in the album that I named, that I showed the cover of just now, he has Jolene Turner as vocalist in that album. and again, who used to be in Rainbow. And I think that, you know, that because this has got a vocalist that also worked with Richard Blackmore, I think maybe this guy's trying to cash in on a little bit of that sort of Rainbow style wannabe kind of shredding guitar thing. So oh yeah, mumble about too much about this record, but I think it makes a good sort of matching record to Rising Force. See what you think. Now here's a thrash album, Onslaught, In Search of Sanity. It's like the inside of a padded cell. I believe they're a British thrash band, I think, aren't they? I think they were British. Yeah. There you go. Picture of the band. That's on London Recordings. Yeah. So this Imperiality one was on Music for Nations. Next I'm going to show Extreme, 3 sides to every story. Brilliant album, really good record. I could speak a long time about this, but I'm not going to do right now. It's just that it's got a green cover and a couple of classics to finish. I think I'll show this one first. So Nazareth, Loud and Proud. If you haven't heard this record, you should really check it out. This guy, him, he died. I think he died last year, didn't he? Ian McCafferty. Sort of like was doing what Axl Rose does before Axl Rose was born. If you don't know Nazareth, look into them, because they're a great band. And last but not least, I'm going to show $1 Billion Babies, which is a very green record cover in the shape of a wallet. There's even got the green money insert in there. So there's my 5, I think that became 6 green album covers. So on to the names I'm going to call out, or the channels I'm going to shout out to. One is, well, the first one I'm going to say is my most recent discovery is a chap called Darren in the Studio. He's a British guy from the Manchester area, very much, as I can tell, into his hard rock and metal. I think, I'm not sure, but I suspect that he's got some kind of a music background himself as well. I'm not really sure, but he has a lot to say about his records, and he does it very well. Very nice, sort of pleasant, pleasing presentation style, and I look forward to seeing more of his videos in the future. So I'm going to certainly keep up with him, and I invite you to do so too. Go check his channel out. Another channel that I really rate very highly, it's an American lady called Retro Musings. She shows a bit of everything. Soul, jazz, rock music, 60s, 70s, 80s. You know, she's sort of a little bit like me, I suppose, and that she's not sort of just in one channel, but she sort of likes records from all sorts of different genres, and she shows a lot of those records. She's got a lot of really nice records, and she's got a very nice, again, very nice, comfortable presentation style. So I like watching her channel, and again, she's another one that I look forward to keep on watching in the future. Go check her out. Richard's Rock. Richard's Rock, I think he's actually been around a while, but for whatever reason, maybe his channel just doesn't come into people's feeds, I don't know. He's a man that's quite unusual. I always like to think, you know, so you go on the YouTube and you maybe you search for Vinyl Community, and you'll get a lot of channels based in North America, So there's a lot of Canadians and Americans. You've got a fair few from the UK, some from Europe, so European countries, and then you'll get some also from Australia and possibly New Zealand. I always think, why do we seldom see any channels, or never see any channels from South Africa? I've never seen any channels from South Africa. And hey, they listen to music there, I'm quite sure they do. They've got a sizable population, so there's lots of people there. And finally I found one, so that's Richard's Rock. Go check out his channel. He's very much, well, I wouldn't like to sort of say what kind of music he sort of specialises in, but the videos I've seen of his are very much sort of classic rock, 60s, 70s rock, progressive rock, but I'm sure there's more to his channel than that. Like I said, it's a fairly new discovery for me, but go check him out. He's been showing some interesting live albums recently, and he generally sort of shows an album and will spend sort of his whole video talking about that. Very, very interesting, very informative. And it's interesting, I think, as well, to get that, insights and ideas from somebody from a country that you don't normally hear from. So go check out Richard's Rock channel. Next one, Music Sucker. Now I've spoken about him already. I'm playing this Blue Murder record in the background because he showed it, and I said to him that I'd had it for a long time, and he gave me a tip. Put it on and spin it, give it a listen. So that's what I'm doing. I think he's in Denmark, I believe. Go check out his channel. He shows a lot of hard rock and metal, I think, mainly. Although, yeah, we'll see. It's a new channel, so we'll see what's to come. And the last channel I'm going to call out to is one called Sorin Vinyl. Now, again, a very new to me channel. I think he's been around for about a year or so. He hasn't got so many videos up, but he does tend to show, as far as I can tell, psychedelia, 60s and 70s rock, possibly some other stuff. What brought him to mind recently, I was watching his latest video, and he showed an album by Canned Heat. Now there's your sort of classic 60s blues rock band, I suppose you might call them, and he was talking about a particular track on this album that he was showing. I think it was their second album that had a locked groove in it, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. I don't have that particular album, but I wish I did. But then I started thinking, oh yeah, I've got a few other albums of locked grooves in them. You don't hear much about them. I don't think I've ever heard anyone on the VC speak about them. In fact, I was kind of so interested by that I sought it out, and so I had to listen online, see how that locked groove sounds and things. I might actually go ahead and make a bit of a thread, we'll see, about records that I have that have locked grooves in them. Could be quite interesting. You'll find them in places that you didn't really think to look. Okay, everybody, thanks very much. Thanks very much for Paul Divito. Good luck, Paul. I hope you do well out of this, and good luck to everybody else that entered the contest. And, well, check out my next video. Thanks very much. Bye.